You know what no one tells you about living a toxic relationship? It is that living a toxic relationship is not just about walking away. It is majorly about rebuilding the parts of you that were slowly torn down piece by piece over time until you started believing you were the problem. I remember that version of me so vividly, scared, confused, and completely tired. And if that's you right now, I want you to know this. Reclaiming your power is possible. I have done it. And in this video, I'll walk you through the exact 5 steps that helped me go from feeling completely powerless to stepping into the most grounded, confident version of myself that I have ever known. Let's get right into it. Toxic relationships don't just damage your heart. They chip away little by little at your identity, your confidence, and ultimately erode your voice. You will find yourself second-guessing literally everything, wondering if you're being dramatic, if you're being crazy, apologizing for everything even when you did nothing wrong. You will see yourself holding your breath, hoping not to upset them, and when eventually the relationship ends, the silence can feel louder than the chaos. That's why healing cannot be a random process. It has to be a very intentional journey. Because the damage that has been done to your nervous system and to your person while being in that toxic relationship actually does run deep. And today, I'm giving you a structured path, 5 powerful steps that are designed to help you reclaim your voice, rebuild your self-worth, and start moving towards the life you were always meant to live. Step number 1, breaking the emotional chains. Let's start with what keeps so many of us stuck. It is trauma bonds. You know that intense pull that you feel towards someone who hurt you deeply? Yes, that one. That's not love. That's trauma bonding. It is the result of being repeatedly hurt, then suited, and then hurt again by the same person. Depending on how long you've been in this cycle, your brain literally gets used to and hooked onto this toxic cycle. Here's how you can break this emotional chain. Number 1, interrupt the thought loop. When your mind starts to spiral, you need to take a pause. Take a power pause, breathe deep, put your hand on your heart and remind yourself, this is not love, this is survival mode. The second way to break the trauma bond is to disrupt the routine. You want to change your environment if need be. Block their number. Clear your space completely of things that trigger you or trigger emotional flashbacks of this person. This whole process is not about being strong enough to stay away. It is largely about rewiring your nervous system so you no longer crave what once felt familiar even though it was toxic. Step number 2, reclaim your truth. Gaslighting makes you question your reality. Even after it ends, you might still find yourself doubting what actually happened. So here's the work. Validate your own story. One way to do that is to start journaling, which I talked about also in this video here. Write down everything that happened. No filters, no edits, no judgments. Then read it back again. That's your truth. That's what you have lived through, and no one gets to rewrite it. One quick tip I can give to you about writing your journal in this case is that sometimes when you start to journal, the words come to you in your native language. Do not judge it, do not filter it, do not try to edit it. If it comes to you in your native language, write your journal exactly in your native language as you understand it. Because in doing that, you are clear that you are writing facts and the exact details of what had happened in the scenario or in the event. Also, create for yourself a reality anchor, a note to yourself that says something like, I was there, I know what happened, my feelings are valid, I am not crazy. When you create this note, keep it somewhere visible so that when you experience these episodes of gaslighting, you can easily be reminded by those visual cues that you're not crazy, you were there, you knew what happened, and your narrative of what happened is actually valid. Because reclaiming your power starts with reclaiming your voice, even if you're the only one who hears it at first. Step number 3, rebuild your boundaries. In toxic relationships, boundaries are usually ignored or punished. So when it's time to set them again, guilt shows up. But here's the truth, boundaries are not punishment. They are self-respect in action and emotion. You want to create your boundaries in 3 layers. The first one is physical, which is about who has access to your space or the physical things that you use for yourself. Second boundary you want to create is emotional, which determines who gets to speak into and about your life. The third boundary you want to consider is the digital boundary, which is largely around who you allow into your online world. So social media, Who are the people that can comment on your post? Who are the people that can even see your post? Feel free to remove, block, mute people as you require in order for you to become healed and whole again. You honestly don't need anybody's permission to protect your peace. You can use simple scripts like, I'm not available for this conversation, or I'm choosing not to engage right now, or I'll pass on this right now because it doesn't align. The more you practice setting your boundaries and holding it up, the more natural it becomes in the long term. And each time you enforce a boundary, you are building your power back. So do it ruthlessly. Step number 4, reconnect with your identity. You existed before that relationship. You were a human being before that relationship. But somewhere along the way, you may have lost her or forgotten who she was. And honestly, that's okay. Now is the time to find her and to meet her again. Ask yourself, what did I used to love? What were the things that used to spark joy for me? What makes me feel alive? What matters the most to me? One thing that really helped me in my own time was doing the identity reclamation exercise, which is basically writing down 5 things that has nothing to do with anybody else but just you. So you pick a pen and a paper, write down 5 things that, with or without anybody in your life, these 5 things relate to you. Then start doing one of them every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. It did wonders for me on my rediscovery journey. The truth is, you are not becoming someone new, you are remembering who you've always been, and that's powerful. Step number 5 to reclaiming yourself. Create a power-focused future. This is the very fun part. You get to dream again. You get to be adventurous again. Set one goal. It could be small. Maybe it's starting a course. Maybe it's applying for a job, joining a community, starting a community yourself. What matters most is that this new venture is something that aligns with you. Not the version of you that had to shrink, but the version of you that is now focused on expansion. Surround yourself with people who reflect your growth, not your wounds. Because the life you want is waiting for you to believe you are worthy of it. And you are. Now you might be wondering, all of these things you have said to yourself, how do I put it into action? Start simple. My one advice is for you to start simple. Pick one step to focus on this week. Write it on a sticky note. Keep it where you can see it so that you're constantly reminded and then you can stay focused on it. Also, remind yourself daily that power is not a one-time thing. It is a daily choice that you have to make. And when setback happens, because trust me, they will, I don't want you to beat up yourself. Just come back to these steps and start all over. If there is one thing I want you to take away from this video, it will be this. Your power was never lost. It was just buried under pain, fear, and someone else's control. But step by step, you can dig it out, dust it off, and own it again. Reclaiming your power doesn't happen all at once. It happens in the quiet moments when you choose to believe in yourself, set a boundary, and take up space. So don't rush it, just start. You're already doing more than you think. Now I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of these 5 steps are you going to be starting with today? And if you found this video useful, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to a friend who needs it too. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss a bit. I love to hear from you, my subscribers. I love to know how these videos are helping you. And if you have any video suggestions, something you want me to talk about, I am open to your suggestions. My email will be somewhere in the description box down below. Or if you prefer social media, I am at TJ-Jonah on all social media platforms and I respond to my DM myself. So feel free to drop me a comment, feel free to leave me a message. I'll be more than happy to oblige. Until next time, to your power. Bye everyone.